Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. Our guest is Dr. Toni Galardi. She's the author of The Lifequake Phenomenon, How to Thrive, Not Just Survive During Times of Personal and Global Upheaval. Nice to have you with us, Dr. Galardi.
Great to be here today.
So what is the Lifequake Phenomenon?
Well, it's a sociological event taking place on our planet where we are starting to move into a whole evolutionary shift in consciousness. It's taking place through climate changes, economic upheaval, and even the rise of addiction.
Someone had explained to me earlier that this is not just something that's going to happen for a decade or two, but we may actually be in a whole century cycle that we're going to see a lot of these things happening. So if you think it's going to pass soon, it may not.
This is true, but it's all good news.
Good.
That's what we need to know.
And what is the good news?
The good news is that, already we've seen in the last 18 months, in this economic contraction time, people are reevaluating their lives. They're spending money in better ways.
I see a rise of things like cooking at home or cooking basics or those kinds. I'm watching the books that are coming out and the television programs. It seems like they're more family oriented and people coming together rather than fighting each other.
That's right. People are less hesitant to go through divorces. I'm seeing in my clients they're working harder on their marriages. They're staying at home with their children. People are eating together, dinners. I think there's really a good shift taking place.
So what can we do so that rather than a crisis hits and then we have to respond to it, and sometimes when that hits, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't make good decisions, versus how do we prepare ourselves so when something hits, we're well settled to it?
There are signs. If you were to look into your life, and most people can look back and they can see when some really radical crisis occurred, that there were signs probably a year before that were showing them, this chapter of my life is over. It's time to make a change. But because most people are afraid of change, and that's why I wrote a change model book at the body, mind, and spirit level so that you can support yourself at every level that will allow you to have the courage and the faith that if I make this change, it's not going to mean loss, it's going to mean it's better. I'm going to enter a chapter of my life that's more authentic, that has more energy than I did before.
I know you say a 7-change model, so it's not something, it's just like not a one fix-it patch put on something, but it's a 7 stages you recommend people go through?
Yes. It is a process of moving through, boredom is the first stage, for example, and when you go to my website, you'll be able to see all 7 stages, but there is a transition. When you start to get bored with your job, with your work, even your exercise routine, it's a sign. Something needs to change. And if you don't respect that little symptom telling you it's time to make a change, then sometimes an injury occurs. If you're exercising, your marriage starts to fall apart. You got to change it up. You got to start, creating some more information, some more support into the, relationship or work environment that makes your life more vital.
So is this something that you've just read about and been educated about, or something that's a bit more personal to you, actually?
I wish that were
You wish that were true. Life's not usually that easy, is it?
No, I went through 3 near-death experiences over the course of 20 years.
Could you have seen those before? Had you been watching carefully?
Yeah. In every case, when I look back, I could see that there were signs that I was being given, little shoves that were showing me wake-up calls.
And you didn't pay attention.
We get them, and I didn't pay attention.
So a lot of people think, well, what's going on in the world right now, that there's nothing we can do. There's so much out of our control. And other people tell me, absolutely not. There's amazing opportunities going on right now. If you just pay attention, you do your homework, there's going to be tremendous opportunities.
Absolutely. There already are opportunities going on. I think as a result of people being forced out of their jobs, if you go to the internet, you'll see that there are opportunities for creating businesses of your own, for example, or taking lateral moves and moving into other types of jobs than perhaps you were in before. All
right. Well, so great to meet you. Thank you so much. Your book's coming out now. It's been in hardcover. Now it's coming out in paperback. So we encourage people to go to the website, purchase the book, and have a great time during these next 100 years, right? For Charter Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young.